Hi everyone, my name is Sebastian. Today we'll be painting a black mystical forest. For today's project you're gonna need brushes, canvas, acrylic paint. For the project today, we're gonna be working with just two colors. We're gonna keep it really simple. We're gonna work with titanium white, and we want to work with Marsh Black. This is a specific brand that I bought, but please don't hesitate. Any kind of acrylic painting will work for you guys. We're going to need a spatula. A spatula will help us to mix colors because we don't want to mix colors with our brushes. We're going to utilize our spatula to mix the tones of grays, so we avoid to overcarry our brushes with excessive amount of acrylic. Also, part of these materials, you will need one of these babies. You can have in different size, and this is kind of a mixer. There's so many kind of mixers, and basically here is where we're going to work with our spatula to mix our colors. So remember, you will need a color mixer. This is really important because it will allow us our canvas to absorb properly the painting that we're going to put after. So first of all, we're going to put 1 or 2 coats of gesso. There is canvases that come with a treatment already done, but just to be on the safe side, it is important for us to add some gesso on it. You will see how your paint will add way better to the canvas and will be way more fluid to work in the surface. A couple containers for water so you can keep your brushes clean, and paper towel. Let's talk about brushes. This brush is a flathead. We're gonna utilize that flathead to paint trees in this project. This brush, as you can see, don't have a flat top. It's kind of pointy. This specific brush will be utilized to bring the branches of our trees today. This is a kind of a fan. And this brush helps you to mix colors. I also use this brush to develop some texture in the grass. I will show you later how we're gonna do this. Now it's time to apply our gesso to our canvas. We're gonna let it dry, and as soon as we finish the process, we're gonna paint another coat of gesso, and after that, we'll be ready to be painting our painting, okay? We're gonna start painting our canvas vertically when we put our gesso, and then when we finish the vertical lines, we let it dry a little bit, and then when they're dry, we paint horizontal lines so we have a kind of even element of gesso backwards and forward, like vertical and horizontal. Remember to paint that way. Remember to always dip a little bit your brush in water before we start working with acrylic. Even with the gesso, you will see how more smooth it will go. But again, remember, not over wet your brush. Just moisten a little bit your brush and then mix it with the painting and then go to the canvas. You will see how your results will be way more effective, and you will avoid that your brush gets stuck or kind of don't go smoothly around. Okay, remember, wet your brush. Now we already finished with the first coat. Now we're gonna do the second coat. But again, remember, horizontal. So we're gonna be painting We start this way, and that coat is done. Now we're gonna go horizontal, all the way across. And moist a little bit your brush when you mix it, so it will make way more smoother when you pass it. Again, remember to not overwet your brush. Now that our canvas finally dry from the gesso, we're gonna apply our black coat. Okay, let's start. Using a large brush because we're painting completely the full canvas. So try to use a big brush so you don't spend a lot of time applying the background. So use a large brush and paint the full canvas black. Okay, let's go for it. Moist your brush when we're working so the painting gets smoother in the canvas, okay? Moisture, have always water around you so you can moist your brush when you're painting, okay? Always moist. It will help to apply painting way easier in the canvas and your painting, okay? We're gonna let it dry, and as soon as it's dry, we're gonna pass to the next step. Now finally our canvas is black and it's completely dry. Once it's completely dry, now it's time to add the white. Let's get ready. And now our next goal, we're gonna work with a paper towel and the white color. So basically what we're gonna do, we're just gonna rip a square on our paper towel. We're gonna put it together like this and make a ball. And basically that ball, we're gonna dip it into the white color and we're gonna do this exercise. So here's the ball, our white ball. We're gonna mix it with some white color. And our next step, we're gonna go to the center of the canvas, right in the center, and then we will start dissipating the color. The brighter color will be in the center, and then we're gonna get darker as we go. And basically we're gonna pounce. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just gonna pound around and move around the canvas. But basically that is where the light is coming from. We're just gonna create these little dozen shades of white, and then as soon as we are getting on the outside, we try to dissipate and we'll get less light. So basically the light is coming here from the center and it will produce this kind of specific effect when we put our trees on our canvas. So in circles, you just kind of go from the inside to the outside, trying to emphasize that the light is coming from the center and little bit by little bit dissipating on the outsides. So We're gonna repeat this exercise. Remember, always from the inside to the outside. Don't try to put a big piece of white here. Always from the inside to the outside. Okay, so then we secure that. We create that effect on the canvas when we're painting. So the light is coming from right here, from the middle, and it dissipates. Okay? So, and then if your paper kind of ran out or whatever, like, is not doing the effect that you guys, just change the paper. You just cut it on a square and then keep working. And try to create the texture around the light. And again, go always from the middle to the outside. Hello everybody, welcome back. So basically now that our canvas is already painted and all the background is done, we're gonna start painting the trees. Remember, use your spatula to mix colors, and then we're gonna start working with the trees. Now we have the gray that I was looking for is a really light gray. It's a kind of cement color, and then we're gonna move these trees from the back and then little by little moving forward to paint bigger trees, okay? Remember to use the small square brush, so the trees are not that big. Remember, these trees are farther, so they're smaller, okay? Let's start painting the trees. Okay, we already have a kind of tone of trees next to the light. And now what we're gonna do after we finish doing this part, we're gonna add a little bit of darkness to that color. So I have black here. I have the other mix that I did before. What we're gonna do is with the spatula, we're gonna add a little bit of black to that already gray, but just a little. Don't put too much, because then you're gonna get a result that you will not like and it's hard to go back, okay? Just a little bit from the black to the gray, and then with the spatula we're gonna mix. Okay, now we have this new color with a little bit more of black, and again we're gonna do the same process, okay? These are for the outside trees, okay? This is a little bit darker, just a little bit, not too much. So right now we are painting the darker trees. a little bit darker. Like again, we did this darker gray, and we're gonna be painting farther from the light. Now we finally got the trees on. Now we're gonna start working with our branches, and it's really important to do that with a different size of brush. Time to change brushes, downsizing. You can choose to go from the inside of the tree out, but we were talking about releasing the pressure. It's so important for you to not go full pressure with the brushes, and just as soon we're getting to the outside of the tree and you're finishing the branch, just remember to release pressure so it gets smaller. Okay, those are small steps that will give you the right effect on the branches. Okay. Make a ball with a paper towel, and basically you're gonna go to your palette where you already have all these gray tones, and I'm gonna choose the lighter gray tone that I have here. I'm gonna pound a little bit. I'm gonna use it, and then I'm gonna use that on the bottom of the trees, just like pressing on the bottom of the trees. And we're gonna do the same with the other tones, but then again we're gonna go from light to dark. Okay, just on the bottom of the trees. It doesn't have to be that much because we're gonna add another layer after, but again, just on the bottom of the trees from light to dark. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna get darker. I'm taking now from the darker gray to follow up to the other trees on the bottom. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, this is background. So again, we're gonna be working with just black. And again, I will paint a major area. Change your brush to a bigger brush. Okay, that will make your work way easier. Start integrating the black. Now what are we gonna do? We're gonna start working on our trees finally. Wish me luck. Now we're gonna put trees at this side and trees at the other side. Remember, the trees do not need to be perfect and completely straight. These are our main trees, so make it with character. And again, this tree is right here in the front, so we need to really give him character. Just remember that it needs to be bigger on the bottom. That is one of the rules, big rule. It needs to be bigger on the bottom. Remember to always add water to your brush. It's so important, guys. A little bit of water, it will help to manage the brush way better. So now that we finished the main trees and where we want to position everything, now it's time to work on develop the small branches. Again, we downsize. We went from the big brush to a smaller brush, and then we're going to do it that again. Again, we're just working with the black color. Remember to moist your brush with water, and then you go back to the black, mix a little bit. It will way more smoother to move the brush around. So now we're going to start painting the branches on the main trees. So now that we finish our trees and our branches and all this grass area and our path is defined, our next step is to work with the white color. So to do that, we're gonna choose two different brushes. We're gonna work with this kind of brushes. These brushes are fun, like a fan brush, and basically we can develop a lot of nice texture in the grass, and we work with this in a tapping process. We're just gonna tap and scratch with white color and develop grass on all these black areas. We're gonna move to the trees, and basically using a similar technique, we're gonna go and keep tapping on the trees, and we're gonna create some texture so it feels like real wood. So remember, it's really important to change brushes depending on which size you're painting, so you don't commit the mistake, too many mistakes when you're working on the trees. So let's keep tapping vertically until you get the texture that you want, and then we're gonna revisit later. I'm gonna downsize again, a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna go to all the branches. Again, we don't want flat spots. We need to create shades. Just put a little bit, a touch on those areas, but be sure that you don't have flat areas with no painting at all. Path that we're gonna paint. Of course, we need to make a difference between the grass and the path. So we're gonna use the white again, and when I use just line going towards the path, like that way, but just one direction. They're going from the top down. Thank you so much for enjoying this tutorial. My name is Sebastian, and I hope you enjoyed to paint with me, the Black Forest. Take care, bye.